Tying its fortunes to developing new drugs and devices positions Johnson & Johnson for higher growth. It also opens up higher risk from what's called the patent cliff, when a product's patent protection ends and generic competitors can enter the market. Bloomberg Intelligence notes that large pharma companies are exposed to billions of dollars in potential sales erosion by 2030 as patents expire. J&J's drop could be as steep as $15 billion.
What are you able to do as a CFO to cushion that fall when that happens, when you go over the patent cliff?
That cushioning, I think, begins years in advance, right, because of the long lead times of our products. The good news is we know years in advance when a product is likely to face that patent cliff. Investing in R&D, prioritizing R&D years in advance for that payoff that may happen 10 years down the road is critically important.
The number one priority in an innovation-based company is investment in R&D, and that has to be clear for everybody, and that's a clear mantra that I believe Joe and myself try to prioritize at every step.
J&J's top-selling drugs, including psoriasis treatment Stelara, face a projected $11 billion decline in sales by 2028. But it's developed new products, led by cancer therapy Darzalex, that are expected to more than make up that shortfall.
The innovative vision of the pharmaceutical business has one characteristic which is distinct. You need to renew your business every decade. And in order to be able to renew your portfolio, you are not going to be able to rely only on your internal R&D efforts. You also need to work with external innovation. And M&A is one of the tools that we use in order to onboard external innovation.
And this is where I really like our scientists because they're agnostic to the best science that's out there, right? So if they've got something in-house, but they see something outside of our walls that is better, they will advocate and say, that's better for the patient, that's better for the physician, let's go pursue that.
Johnson & Johnson has expanded its portfolio significantly through M&A, most notably in medtech, where it spent nearly $30 billion to purchase cardiovascular technology firms Abiomed and Shockwave. Joe Wolk elaborated on the company's approach to making deals.
What's the right strategic fit? That is 80% of the conversation with our board of directors, with our management team. Do we have a scientific expertise, a commercial capability, maybe it's simply breadth and scale, that allows that asset to be more valuable in our hands than the current asset holder? Our acquisitions don't tend to be cost synergy based. A lot of acquisitions, I think, are usually done probably more out of need. The one thing as CFO that I've got a great advantage is I've never felt that pressure to say we've got to do it because we're filling some hole.
How are you identifying smaller acquisitions to make, targets in that space that might not be the marquee names or as expensive?
But we did 50 deals that totaled more than $3 billion cumulatively last year alone. Most of those were in the innovative medicine space because you have to have a lot of shots on goal to continue to fortify the pipeline and make up for the patent cliffs that you mentioned earlier.